Welcome to Masculine Scrapping. Today I'm going to show you something a little different. My Cricut machine is over that direction. You won't see that, but I do want to show you what I'm going to do. You see this layout that I have here? This is actually made out of leather and material, and I'm going to put that on the spread, but I wanted to border this all together. So if you see here in Cricut Design, I made an outline shape that's going to match that. So I will cut this out while I'm working with you, so you're going to hear some noise in the background. And then I also made these two little pieces here, which are going to fit right into that spot. So I'm going to go ahead and try and work on this project and talk to you all at the same time. So we'll see how this all turns out. Here's my Cricut mat, and it's wanting me to cut out the 2-inch silhouette of the state of Texas. I'm going to do that on a piece of cardstock. I've got that loaded. I just realized that I'm going to have to select my accessory here. I'm trying to figure out how to do this so you can see what's happening here all at the same time. I may not be terribly successful at that, but we will see. This is going to be that other cutout. So while we're waiting for that to cut, I will go ahead and work on the matting of these four photographs here. Okay, looks like that's ready. Actually going to get my next mat ready to go. And that's going to be the matting for the right-hand page. So I have that ready to go. We'll go ahead and get this one photograph down. Make sure I'm on the right side of the paper. There we go. This is the textured side. I'm just going to give it well, actually, let's give it a thicker border. Chose these colors basically to align with a lot of the colors that are in the pictures as well as that piece. All right, so there is our little state of Texas. I'm loading the mat. So you can see it's going to start cutting this shape out here. Well, you can't see that very well, can you? Okay, looks like that's going. Ooh, that's actually a pretty cool little design. I might work that in there somehow. So we got this part left over. That's going to end up right about there. And I'm going to use this darker color for the... Oh dear. Well, I goofed. Because it cut that piece, it cut this one again. So somehow I messed up, which is not good. I'm actually, you can see I accidentally cut the little state of Texas. So I am going to see if I put it this way, I think it'll avoid getting cut. We shall see. This will be a learning experience. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We'll try it. It must have hit the wrong button somewhere on the Cricut machine. I thought it was supposed to cut that again. So we will see what happens here. Okay, put this to the side. See, I'm pretty good at multitasking here. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. I am matting pictures. Oh my word, I do not know what's going on, but it just cut a different piece that I did not want cut. So I'm gonna have to get in here and sort out what is going on. But definitely now I've messed up too much of this. So let me do I need to go back to this one. I need to see if I can find a brown piece of paper. Hopefully I've got one that's close. There we go. So we'll use that. There we go. You just got a little bit of a hint at my paper storage system. I've got one of those plastic containers for each kind of color in the rainbow, plus a few more, black, white, and brown, and gray. And then I have a second one that's for the same color, except that in that color is all the scraps from cutouts, so I can use them for other projects. So we'll take this guy off. We'll see, maybe we can still use him. All right. Somewhere, this didn't know. There we go. I think we're on the right cut now. And there we go. We'll get that guy started. Always keep your plastic tape protectors on these mats or they will dry out. I'm just going to see, I don't know how that's going to look. It might look okay. Actually, I think I do kind of like that. Okay, so we might just leave that piece there. And while this cut is going on, let's get on our last picture here. This may end up being one of my longer videos because I messed up. But that's part of the process, is messing up and learning from it. Okay. And now we have that mat cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Excuse that sound. That's telling me that there's some animal showing up on our security system. So there we go. And you can see, I'm going to keep this extra cutout because it might work for another project. There we go. And now I have my mat, which is perfectly sized to put all of these photographs on. I'm going to turn off my Cricut machine so it'll quit making noise. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. So let's start sticking the photographs to this. Again, I don't always use my Cricut machine to cut out the mat, but if I want to put some kind of cool shape on, then I can design it there, and it cuts out perfectly with all of the shapes. What I do is I put basically guides for these photos, 4x6s, put them in place, and then I very carefully measured that to make sure I was getting that the right size, put it together there, and then use the outline feature to create an outline, which then I turn into a cut line, and that then makes the design that you're seeing here. So you got to do a lot of measuring ahead of time, but it works out really nice. Now, this piece being put down here, this is going to be interesting because I'm not sure if this is going to adhere. Oh, it looks like it is. I'm going to put a lot on, and we'll see if it holds. I'm a little worried because these are raised, and that may not work, but we'll try it. If it doesn't work, I'll use raised tabs, but this is already pretty thick, so I don't want to take it any higher off the ground. Yeah, it's on. Now this is heavy, which is why I put it on the inside of the design, because when the pages are opening and closing, I don't want it to flop really heavy. So when it's in the inside, it'll do a little better. So that looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and trim this one. There we go. There we go. I need to press some of this down a little more. Now, that space up there looks a little empty. I'm honestly not too worried about it at this point. Get our little state of Texas there, and our little steer horn. Fort Worth Stockyards. This is absolutely incredible experience. This would be a great place for the kids. They do a cattle run, I think twice a day, or maybe just once a day in the weeks. Oh yeah, I like the way that has turned out. So, actually, you know what? This extra piece, I think I'm going to stick up there when we're done. Good. See, turn an accident into something cool. You know, I think this piece is going to need some borders, and I'm wondering, oh, that could be a really cool border idea right there. It's not wide enough for that side, so I do think I'll put it on this side. I think I was going to use this as a border and that as a border. So I think what I want to do is cut this like that. And then I think this will be pretty cool. Now, do I like that? I think I like that better. Okay, so get our tearing tool. I'm just going to push all of this up here a little bit. Get my tearing tool. So make sure you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to tear it so that it's wider than that. There we go. Actually, I want it to be, yeah, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it thin, and then I'm actually going to just flip it around instead of trying to tear it, because you can see this piece here is getting wrinkled. Oops, and that also can happen. And so you want to have the piece under the tearing tool that's going to look the best. And then I think, yeah, I'll mount it like that. So I'll just take this little sharp tool and I'm going to make a little scribe mark right there. You probably can't see it, but I can see it. And going to make sure that that lines up perfectly with our cut line. There we go. Keeping all these extra pieces. I will use them for something at some point. There we go. So those will go together. I'm going to tear the border off, and you can tell this is the bottom of a piece. So I'll tear that side in order to try and save as much of the paper as I can. Again, left over from another project. And let's see, shall I double border that? Yeah, that's too dark. Yeah, that will look cool. Okay, so here we go. We'll work on taping this all down. I am going to put tabs close to that cutout because it helps to strengthen it so it doesn't rip. Usually I have my projects all laid out, but this one I'm kind of going as we go, and I kind of like that. So here we go again. Use 8 points, a little bit longer on there, and then get this down. Now I know the state of Texas outline is going to be on here a whole bunch of times, but I think Texans would love that. They love their state. I am going to put a lot of tape behind that heavier piece because it will help hold that to the page and strengthen the entire thing. So here we go. Oh man, I really like the way this is turning out. This looks cool. There we go. Part of the reason I love doing matting like this as well, look here, there's a tiny little triangle left that has that background paper stick out, and I just think that that's cool. Basically, it makes you aware that it took a lot more work than just straight cutting this. Oh yeah, I really like the way that turned out. Okay, so now we'll put these borders down here. Could have torn this one, but because I've got a square border on the other side and a torn border, I think matching it on this side is a good idea. So one torn, one square, square and torn, and then same thing here. There we go. Get that straight, put it straight here so that we can make sure that we get back good balance. Going to try and match that distance there. There we go. There we have it, the Fort Worth stockyards. Oops, that did not stay down, did it? I'm going to have to press a little harder. Fort Worth stockyards, great place to go. Pictures of the cattle run, all kinds of places to eat there and do some shopping. Great tourist place, very family friendly. So there you have it, the Texas Fort Worth stockyards. Hope you enjoyed watching this. Sorry it was a little bit longer, but you got to see some of the way that I make decisions about how to do things. So take care.